Hello again, it's Here Comes 360. Today's video is going to be a little different because I'm on a device that doesn't have any skyblock presets and I don't really feel like getting them. I also don't have any of my B-roll footage, so the background video will be me releasing a poop volcano on city skylines, only because that's literally the only long-form video I have on this device. Thanks for understanding, let's get into it. Has this ever happened to you? You watch content creators do cool stuff on skyblock and think, man, I'd like to do that, only to realize they have a 2 billion coin setup and you just can't do anything on the same level as them. Well, this video is for you, because today I'm going to go over several ways to budget in hypixel skyblock. Things you can give up for the time being to make things a little easier on your wallet. This video will be going over combat stats, and if it does well with the algorithm, I'll follow up with other skills. The first thing you see everyone use, but can be passed up on easily, is the recombobulator. Let me explain. The purpose of a recombobulator is to increase an item's rarity, and since reforges give stats based on the rarity of an item that's reforged, it improves the potency of the reforge, making the item overall stronger. For reforges that scale by the rarity, which is most of them, this is a good thing. However, some reforges, namely Withered and Ancient, have their primary stat bonus given based on your catacombs level or other such things. This means you end up spending 8 to 10 million coins recombobulating a piece of armor just for it to give you 10 strength and 3 crit damage more than the previous rarity. With all that being said, if you're making a mage or tank set where your armor is necrotic or giant and your weapon is fabled or heroic, it's worth recombobulating. With the exception of the Loving Reforged chestplate for mages, as legendary Loving chestplate gives 100 mana while the mythic gives 120, a difference that's simply not worth 8 to 10 million coins. To recap, reforges you should recombobulate include Giant, Necrotic, Fabled, Heroic. Reforges you should not recombobulate unless you're rich include Withered and Ancient and Loving. I practiced this ideology myself with my Ancient Crimson set. While I could squeeze out a little bit of extra damage by recombobulating it, spending 40 million coins for 40 strength isn't worth it for me right now because I don't have that much coin, so I'm not doing it. The next thing you can save money on is ultimate enchants. Because of the way Minecraft books work, 2 of a lower tier make 1 of a higher tier. Every tier on an enchant is by default twice as expensive as the previous tier. However, ultimate enchants, rather than doubling their stats every tier, are plus 1 stats per tier. So a tier 5 ultimate enchant gives the same stats as 5 tier 1 ultimate enchants, even though it costs 16 tier 1 ultimate enchants to make. This means you could either buy 1 tier 5 Legion book for 40 million coins and get a 0.35% boost per player in Radius, or you could buy 4 tier 3 Legion books for the exact same price and instead get 0.84% per player in Radius, more than doubling the effects for the exact same price. This is pretty complicated and I'm not the best at explaining, so to put it more simply, more low tier ultimate enchants is cheaper and more effective than less high tier ultimate enchants, so buy a tier 1 ultimate enchant on everything before buying a tier 5 ultimate enchant on one thing. Already with the first two methods, you'll have saved 80 million coins on a brand new melee setup, which I think is pretty good, but we can go even further. When you get a piece of armor or a weapon, it's okay for it to not be maxed. It doesn't need to have Fuming Potato books, or an Art of War, or a Book of Stats, or a Jalapeno book, or any of that. The only stuff a weapon or armor piece needs for dungeons is 5 stars dungeonized, regular hot potato books, and basic enchants. Hell, I don't even have ultimate enchants on half my stuff. You'll fine without them. You don't need Prot 6 Growth 6, Sharp 6 is really cheap, so you should get it anyway, but you don't need it. You don't need Overload 5 on your bow, and Overload 4 is only 20% worse. It's the same thing with the ultimate enchants. You don't need Ultimate Wise 5 on your Aspect of the End, and for the love of God, you don't need an Aspect of the Void. The upgrade process for your teleport utility is Aspect of the End, then put on the 4 transmission tuners, then Ultimate Wise 5, then Aspect of the Void. I see way too many broke people carrying Aspect of the Voids when they can't even afford 5 stars in their armor. Don't do it. Finally, the ultimate money saver, don't buy gemstones. If your armor piece automatically has an open gemstone slot, that's fine. Put a fine in there, or a flawless if you're feeling rich. But don't buy gemstone slots and then put flawless gems in there, because that's so expensive. You'll end up spending 15 million coins on a flawless jasper and the slot to put it in, just for it to give you 10 strength. That's worse than recomming an ancient armor piece. Just don't do it. Well, that's all I have for you today, and as always, thanks for watching.